Just because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get shot and killed.
But isn't there a problem with political violence across the spectrum?
Yeah, we're talking about Charlie Kirk right now. That's the subject of this that we're talking about right now. Democrats own this 100%.
7 HBCUs had to close their doors today and lock down after violent threats following the Charlie Kirk assassination. You know, despite the fact that the suspect looked like this. So many people correctly theorized that this would lead to escalating political violence, and unfortunately, as per usual, Black and brown people are forced to bear the brunt of that. Hampton University, Virginia State University, Alabama University, and Bethune-Cookman University all received direct threats. Additionally, Spelman College, Southern University, and Clark Atlanta University issued shelter-in-place or lockdown orders just as a precaution. These are threats of terrorism, by the way. We don't have a motive. We don't even have the shooter yet. We have a suspect who's not even Black, but we don't even have the shooter yet. But none of that matters because this was always going to be used as an opportunity to scapegoat Black people. Because that's what white supremacism does, and Charlie Kirk was a white supremacist. This is not the first time, nor is it the last time that HBCUs will receive racially motivated threats. But this is the level of hate, of racial incitement that comes with violent platforms like Charlie Kirk.
Black students at New York University were directly threatened today, and the university is doing nothing. This is the threat that was received to NYU, specifically specifying that they are targeting Black students and saying that the attack will happen today. Attached to that email was a 4-page manifesto explaining that Black people are dead weight and, horrible for society. Another page showing the weapon that would be used. Another page and the specific reason why NYU Black students will be attacked. And this is the absolutely disgusting response email that NYU sent out, not specifying that it was an attack against Black students. It says a racist threat, not a hate crime. We're taking the matter seriously. We immediately get in touch with the NYPD and FBI, but then say there is no conclusion by any law enforcement that the threat is credible. A genuine emergency, or if you detect anything that relates to this threat, XYZ, basically saying this isn't a real threat. I saw this email first. This was sent out to all NYU students, and I completely disregarded this email because we get campus safety alerts all the time for robbery stuff, things like that. And I didn't realize this was a direct attack against Black students because it doesn't say. I later saw this email and the manifesto that circulated among many students because it was sent to the NYU admin and they didn't share it with students, but a grad student luckily sent it out to the Black Student Union and other Black organizations saying, here's what's happening, please be safe. Upon receiving this, I immediately left class, called an Uber to leave the lower Manhattan area because it did not specify exactly where at NYU this would be occurring. And I notified my teacher and classmates. Teacher had no idea. So if you are in the lower Manhattan, NYU, New School, Cooper Union, any of the universities area, please leave now if you're a Black student because this is a direct attack on Black students. NYU, this response is completely unacceptable. You do not care about the safety of Black students, especially when this is your response to a white minority being attacked. They immediately call it a hate crime, send out several alerts, and make sure to say, I express my outrage and condemnation of this disgraceful anti-Semitic misconduct. And you can't even say this is towards Black students. This is unacceptable.
Hi guys, welcome to yet another video. It's Ndagiri here. Thanks for clicking on today's video. So this is some crazy work. Honestly, it is some crazy work. Apparently the left, the Democrats, are the reason why Charlie Kirk lost his life. Just like these people are trying to put fear into Black people, trying to attack Black universities. Like whatever that happened to Charlie Kirk was a white on white crime, and the suspect that was actually, given to us by the FBI is allegedly a white person. That's what they showed us. But you find and question yourself, why are they now threatening Black students or Black universities? And I'm like, why not concentrate on the white in white crime that actually happened? If it's a white person that committed this, why attack Black people? It really shows why Black people are always so vocal to call out palm people for their behaviors, because they always find a way of twisting and still putting the blame onto Black people. It's just insane to me. Like, make it make sense. It really doesn't, I mean, like I said in the previous videos, the reason why they are not really bringing out the information of the person that did whatever they did to Charlie Kirk is because it doesn't fit their narrative. Imagine if it was a Black person, oh my God, it would be so crazy right now. There will be so much, but because it's one of their own, it doesn't fit their narrative. So they are, looking for ways to put fear or maybe make Black people react in a way so that they can shift the blame and put still on Black people. And also someone to say like it's the Democrat side. the reason why the person that died. I'm like, wait a minute. The person that actually died was in support of people owning guns, and it's the same thing that actually took his life. How is that a Democrat's, problem? Like, he was a conservative, he was a right-wing person that supported guns, and it took him out. How does that involve black people? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It is insane. But guys, listen to what my people are saying about this whole situation. Come back, let me know your thoughts on it.
Now, wait a minute, y'all. We have been receiving reports that several HBCU campuses are now on lockdown due to bomb threats and shooter threats. How did we get involved in this, huh? This was a white-on-white crime. It happened in Utah. Mind you, you all do not have the shooter. You don't know what they look like. You don't know who they are. Why are you threatening us? And I would say that I'm surprised, but as the poet Sonny Patterson said, what's surprising when you know the nature of the beast, especially when they've shown the same face for centuries, huh? You all just want an excuse to be violent towards us. This had nothing to do with us. You all need to locate the shooter and leave us alone. Let us go on about our day. We are not involved in this. But this is what you all do. Spin a narrative when you have no information and you're trying to spew hate and violence all over the place. Absolutely ridiculous.
4 HBCUs have received terroristic threats after this Charlie Kirk incident happened. Clark University, Alabama, Virginia, and Hampton University. They've been instructed to shelter in place, and if you left the campus, to stay away from the campus until further notice. This is the suspect who took out, allegedly, this is who they looking for in connection to the Charlie Kirk shooting. So black people had nothing to do with this incident. Most likely this Charlie Kirk was unfortunately deleted because of political reasons, political purposes. This was Utah. Utah's predominantly a white campus, Utah Valley University. So yeah, black people had nothing to do with this. I don't know why they turning this into race when most likely this was based on politics. This was political violence, not racial violence. So why threaten HBCUs? You know what I'm saying? Black people had nothing to do with that. And once again, this is what the FBI released. This is the persons of interest that they're looking for. He seemed like a white guy to me. It's
just unfucking real, the shit that be happening. So you mean to tell me because somebody who ain't us unalived this man, a whole bunch of HBCU college students in Utah have been receiving death threats because one of your own unalived him, and y'all still gonna find a way to put that shit on us and blame us and fault us for his unaliving? Are y'all fucking kidding me? This what I'm talking about, but we be trying to be so fucking polite and so fucking nice. And y'all make it so extremely fucking hard, bro. Y'all make it so fucking hard. How in the fuck, what these kids got to do with what the fuck happened to this man? Please let me know. Explain to me how these kids became the target of something that they ain't got shit to do with. Now, I'm telling you, and y'all wonder why I keep saying, fuck it, let's just do them like they do us. I keep trying, but everybody keeps saying, I'm trying. I'm fucking trying. But these people are making it incredibly fucking hard. So fucking hard to actually look at y'all like a human. Like I don't know. I can't see nothing but monsters now when I look at y'all. How the fuck does these kids got to do with what? It was a white man. How the fuck do... Dog, I'm over this shit. I'm just over it. I'm fucking over it. Y'all just can't... you can't make this shit up.
So I'm gonna be honest, it pisses me off that there are HBCUs across the nation that are currently on lockdown because there is a large quadrant, a group of human beings within this nation who are so intent on misdirecting their anger and their rage externally and towards other things rather than the system itself and rather than what's helped build and create this and rather than the rhetoric that they believed in, returning to them 100-fold. Rather than being mad at that, they're misdirecting their anger towards other people groups and other minorities, and specifically towards a people group who have faced the most political violence, who have dealt with the most political assassinations within the history of the United States, except for external world leaders. And that's a whole nother conversation. I swear to you, some of these people will never cease to amaze me. But like when I tell you, this is a prime example of what happens when you dehumanize an entire group of people. When you dehumanize an entire political side or the other side, this is what starts happening, and this is the result of it. And this is where we end up being led to. And so many people have been so apathetic and just avoidant and just completely out of the conversation. And now these very people who have been apathetic the entire time are now full of empathy for somebody, and they had no empathy towards anything else. I've not seen this amount of energy and rage and emotional energy from white people since probably the election of President Obama in 2008. We are truly living in surreal times, y'all. I don't know. I really wish I did, but I don't know.
This is why we say white supremacy is the issue. Do you see the person, the suspect, the man they are looking for, the man at large? Do you see this man, right? He's obviously white. He's wearing a Patriot shirt. They say that he may be a college student, a white man. I want y'all to stick with me. Now, following Charlie Kirk's unaliving, 3 HBCUs, Alabama State, Hampton University, and Virginia State University have received threats. Threats for what? The suspect in Charlie Kirk's unaliving is going to be a white man. So why are black people being threatened? Because it's all about white supremacy. And no matter what, white people who are racist in this country, who follow Charlie Kirk's rhetoric, believe that black people should not exist. And so instead of turning on their own people, because this was white on white crime, they are directing their anger towards black people. They ain't got shit to do with the situation. I didn't even see a black person in the goddamn crowd. It was Utah. Ain't they like Mormon country or some shit? But no, black people once again, black students once again have to keep their head on the swivel because white, racist, Christian, nationalists, KKK members, Nazis are all trying to target them for what? We didn't have shit to do with what happened to Charlie Kirk. It was white on white crime. So why are we being subject to hate? Because no matter what, we will always be the thing white people turn to when it comes to aggression because they can't take it out on their own people. And that is why Charlie Kirk was detrimental to people that look like me. And his rhetoric was detrimental to people who look like me because we're never safe around people who talk like that.
So I want to make a formal video about the HBCUs and the terroristic threats being made to the HBCUs. The frustrating part is black people had nothing to do with that attack. I'm pretty sure it was orchestrated. Black people had nothing to do with that attack, but we are on the receiving end of violence, per usual, by white people with their misplaced anger. Your people did this. Your people did it, no matter if it was orchestrated or not. You didn't see a black person on them little pictures that they had of the shooter. You did not. So the fact that the backlash is coming to black people is crazy. And this should show you how no matter what, y'all are going to drag us into y'all shit and make it between us and you. And it's never been between us and you. It's been between you and yourself. Why would there be terroristic threats to HBCUs? Black people been chilling. We've been saying we relaxing. We're not getting involved. We damn near not even marching right now. Because your friend was unalived on stage. And you feel whatever you feel about that. You're going to take your frustrations out on black people. It's misplaced anger. Get therapy.
3 HBCU campuses have received threats and had to cancel school and even do a shelter in place following Charlie Kirk's death. Alabama State University was forced to cancel all of their classes today and send faculty and non-residents home and told all residents on campus to stay sheltered in place. Hampton University has canceled all of their classes and canceled all non-essential activities on campus and told all non-residents that they should not be coming to campus. Virginia State University has canceled all of the classes for the rest of the day and all extracurricular activities and has advised all residents to stay indoors and people who don't live on campus not to come on campus. Mind you, this is the most recent image that was released by the police and the FBI as the person of interest for what happened to Charlie Kirk. So while everyone is screaming that violence is not the answer, black institutions are now being threatened for something that had absolutely nothing to do with them. Let me just make things crystal clear. Violence has always been the answer when it comes to black folks, and it is acceptable when it comes to black folks in America. Violence becomes not the answer when it is somebody who is non-black.
If you have kids at a HBCU right now, call them and check up on them and make sure everything is good with them at their school, because as of this morning, several HBCUs have been on lockdown due to being threatened. The HBCUs that have been confirmed to be on lockdown because of these threats right now is Southern University, Alabama State University, Hampton State University, and Virginia State University. I'm pretty sure that these threats is going to make it towards more HBCUs very quickly because this just happened just this morning. So if you are watching this and you at a HBCU, or if you have a son or daughter or child, whoever, somebody you care for at a HBCU, call them, check up on them, or make sure that they are aware. We all know what just happened at the university in Utah, which I'm pretty sure that has probably have some type of connections to what's going on now, or is either people that's upset, these people that's upset, and they're calling around and making threats towards different schools to scare them. But regardless, make sure your people straight. Make sure y'all get this word out. If you're watching this video, even if you're not in college, share this so the people that could be in a crossfire don't have to be in no type of crossfire. Praying that there's no type of crossfire, but still, everyone needs to know.
Okay, so what I don't understand is this. Charlie Kirk got shot in Utah, and y'all are blaming black people? Like, if there was one state where I would assume a black person wasn't a suspect, it would be Utah. Like, y'all are really showing yourself right now. Utah? Who knows? It could be. But if it was a black person in Utah, I feel like they would just call up the 9 black people that are there. Like, hey, did y'all do it? Where were you yesterday? And that would be it. But 3 HBCUs, and apparently more, I've seen since are closing or canceling classes. They're saying Alabama State, Hampton, and Virginia State have received campus threats. They're on lockdown. They canceled class today and Friday. You never can be too safe in these days and times. And I mean, you can do class virtually anyway. So, but yeah, this is sad. See, this is the stuff that's sad and crazy, that something can happen in Utah and it's black students being blamed. Students, these are people that are trying to better the future, better the country, help folk. It doesn't make sense.
This message is for all black college students. At first, this was going to be specifically for students at HBCUs, but then I saw a video from a student at a PWI that is black, which I'll show y'all some of in a second and tag her below. But first, for the students at HBCUs, y'all still need to proceed with caution. Although the FBI said that they investigated the threats and there was no credible danger found, they also still have not found the person who clipped Charlie Kirk. And we all know that that's their priority. So I highly doubt they did a thorough investigation into a historically black college or university. And students at PWIs who are black are also experiencing these threats. Here's some of what's happening at NYU.
Black students at New York University were directly threatened today, and the university is doing nothing. This is the threat that was received to NYU, specifically specifying that they are targeting black students and saying that the attack will happen today. Attached to that email was a 4-page manifesto explaining that black people are dead weight and, horrible for society.
And it seems like NYU is not taking it seriously based on the letter that she shared in the video, which is sad and disheartening. Which is why this message is for all black students. Y'all need to just be extra vigilant. I know that it sucks, but y'all should probably stay indoors, stick together around other black people, and try to keep yourselves as safe as possible, because this is getting out of control and this is turning into a race war.
How the fuck do we get involved in this? Like, we know how, but genuinely, how the fuck do we get wrapped up in this? Because Utah has the same amount of black people as you have fingers and toes, and half of them are probably Mormons, so somewhat kind of doesn't even count, because let them tell it they're not black, they're just cursed, according to their religion. So where do we fit in the equation? Why are we facing retaliation for white-on-white violence that occurred on the other side of the country? Why do we have people threatening historically black colleges and universities on the East Coast to the point of those threats being so credible that the schools have to go on lockdown? Not school, singular, schools, plural. Like, why? Can we stop now pretending that we gave a fuck about Charlie Kirk? Like, y'all had your 24 hours of your moral superiority and your high ground and what the fuck ever, you saving face and your respectability politics and your tone policing, what the fuck ever. But now you see really what the fuck this is and what this always has been and what we've always told you that this shit has been. So can we stop now? Because we didn't even have shit to do with this, and we are catching flack for your bullshit. For America's bullshit. Non-black America's bullshit. And we've been sitting out for real since way before that No Kings protest or whatever. We've been sitting out since the inauguration.
A man of Caucasian descent with racist rhetoric was popped by another dude of Caucasian descent. And HBCUs are getting threatened. And people can't understand the connection here. And you might be asking, HQ, how do you know he got popped by a Caucasian dude? Well, for starters, it was in Utah. Secondly, if you want to go get some information, the FBI, if you have some information, as you can see, this is the latest they have on a person of interest. Some of you still can't see the connection. Some of you are still wondering the point I'm trying to make here. It's bad enough dude was spewing racist rhetoric when he was alive. Got away with it, right? To do that. And now it seems as though what people are looking at as retribution, his followers are looking at as revenge, is to threaten HBCUs. This happened on a Utah campus. If not racist, why shaped like racism? I'm so confused. At every turn, people of color, black people have to pay for everything. It's bad enough you got to say what you wanted to say. I'm so baffled. So again, I'm asking you guys, if people's politics are just politics, why is it that when they're unfortunately alive, their followers think the way to get retribution is to threaten black people? That's racism.
Well, breaking fuck the news. Multiple HBCUs across the country have been locked down due to threats. Classes have been canceled. I just watched a video of people beating up a dude at a Charlie Kirk protest. I just saw a post. Actually, I'm going to show you the post. Process and read. Pause and read, because I'm not going to leave it up here long. The writing's on the wall. There's no more fear-mongering. There's no more... Fuck all that. It's happening. The racial divide. It's occurred. It's happened. And it's only going to get worse. Welcome to the Fourth Reich.
The races are out in full force as a total of 5 HBCUs have received campus threats today. Those HBCUs being Alabama State University, Hampton University, Virginia State University, Southern University in Louisiana, and Clark Atlanta University have all received threats. ASU and VSU are on lockdown, and Hampton has canceled classes today and Friday. It's kind of crazy to me that they're receiving the death threats when it was confirmed that the shooter looks like this. And last time I checked, that does not look like a black person to me. And that's how you know a lot of these people just wanted a race war to begin with. It wasn't even a black person that chose to kill Charlie Kirk. And what are they doing the day after he died? They are sending threats to HBCUs. So yes, I would say to everyone, protect yourself and protect your peace, because things are about to get hectic. Things are about to get worse. These people are angry, and they're angry at the wrong people because they're mad at black people, and black people didn't kill Charlie Kirk. He was in Utah. Do you really think a black person was in Utah that killed Charlie Kirk? Yeah, okay. Y'all are just fucking racist. We see it. And you're mad that we aren't giving him sympathy or empathy because we don't give a fuck.
As you've seen in the video, that is what people had to say. And I mean, this is the picture that was given out as allegedly the person that committed whatever that he did. And it's just really ridiculous that, you know, people are not used to taking in accountability, that instead of focusing on themselves and probably searching their universities or the Utah University to see who actually did this. But no, they are still trying to provoke black people, because why would you even want to provoke black universities when it's a white majority university that committed this on a national platform? And the fact that it is allegedly their own that did this on a national platform and, you know, prosecuted literally their person on a big scale, they are not used to taking in accountability. So they would rather look for a second party that they are used to blaming and threaten them than to really work on their issue of fixing gun issues or white on white crime on themselves, and, you know, seeing that owning guns is an issue and it should be like regulated. Yeah, no, they would rather go on and provoke black people. And that's why the silence of black people is really triggering a lot of these people, because they don't know what to do. They are not used to seeing black people quiet, so they are doing whatever is necessary to see them react, and it's not happening. And I'm pretty sure even with this, my people are not going to stand up and do anything, because at the end of the day, it's not going to serve them. They are just going to use it as an excuse to cover up everything, Epstein files, you know, the crazy leadership, this murder that happened, just for them to make themselves feel good. But clearly my people are educated, and our ancestors are actually in work and telling us to shut up, be home, and keep ourselves in safe spaces. So whoever that actually has students, black students in these universities, please check up on our people, so, you know, we know that we are safe, and keep poised as we wait for the day that will come for, for the reaction to come out. Guys, that is it for me in the video. Listen to my black sister, talking about the legacy that Charlie Kirk left. And let me know if it is a good one that should be embraced, like Candace Owens was trying to, say this is my friend and should be remembered well. But let's do it better and say exactly what he was really saying about people and expose that to the world, really, because it needs to be put out. He's not a hero. He's no one is hero. He was not a good person. And yeah, that's why people are in celebration of whatever that happened, because even the person that passed on supported whatever that happened to him, because he was advocating for it. Guys, that is it for me in today's video. Listen to my sister. I'll see you in another video.
Charlie Kirk was shot dead yesterday. Let's take a look at the legacy he leaves behind, part 2. On political violence, Charlie Kirk once suggested that children should watch public executions. He also said that he wanted Coca-Cola to sponsor televised executions of Trump's political opponents. Charlie Kirk once called for a patriot to bail out Paul Pelosi assailant David DePape. On Black people, he believes that we were better off during Jim Crow in the era of racial terror, where there were violent lynch mobs of the KKK. He said that Black people go around attacking whites for fun.
Happening all the time in urban America. Prowling Blacks go around for fun to go target white people. That's a fact.
He also said that Black women are moronic DEI hires.
I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic Black woman. I wonder, is she there because of her excellence? Or is she there because of affirmative action?
He also says that Juneteenth is a useless holiday that threatens the fabric of our country and that it should not be a federal holiday. He also spread inaccurate statistics about Black people and crime. Charlie Kirk also blamed Black people and DEI for those girls at Camp Mystic dying from flash floodings, the ones that happened a couple months ago. On LGBTQ people, he used a Bible verse that advocated for the stoning of gay people and suggested that the Bible verse, Leviticus 20:13, which endorses the execution of homosexuals, serves as God's perfect law when it comes to sexual matters.
Leviticus 18 is that thou shalt lay with another man shall be stoned to death. Just saying. So, Miss Rachel, you quote Leviticus 19, love your neighbors yourself. The chapter before affirms God's perfect law when it comes to sexual matters.
He also thinks it should be legal to burn a BLM flag or a pride flag in public, and he also says that being gay is an error. On immigration, he supports lethal punishment for immigrants. He believes immigrants entering the country should be shot and whipped as well.
Remember the whole whip fiasco? My position all along is, yes, it wasn't true, but of course you should be able to use whips against foreigners that are coming into your country. Why is that controversial?
He regularly pushed the Great Replacement theory. Now, this is something that has inspired multiple mass shootings, including the one in El Paso that targeted Latino people at a Walmart. He also wants to stop immigration completely. On women, he blames birth control for creating very angry and bitter young ladies, and he rejects feminism and thinks that women should focus on husbands and kids and not a career. On religion, he doesn't think that there is or should be any separation of church and state. Remember, he was a evangelical Christian.
Again, there is no separation of church and state. It's a fabrication. It's a fiction. It's not in the Constitution.
On the Epstein files, he said that he was done talking about them after a call from Donald Trump. On empathy, he said, I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up new age term that does a lot of damage. On people with disabilities, Charlie Kirk called for eliminating sign language interpreters during emergency disaster briefings, and he says that they're a distraction. So knowing all that you know about his legacy, how do you think he'll be remembered?